Now we're going to fix the rails down, screw them down using the typical Mehano rail screw clamp. So I'll put this, attach the two lengths of rail right here. This is a Lima rail. This is an old Lima rail, but with slightly dark. This is a different series of more burnished metal. So probably, I remember the Lima actually made a more realistic rail in its catalogue. I vaguely remember reading something years ago, and this is darker compared to this stuff here. And this piece, it's the only piece I have of this type of rail, and I found it near the bins. Somebody had thrown away some rails, these and some Fleischmann rails, still of this sort of more burnished, darker finish, and they were abandoned beside the bins where I was living until 2003. So I salvaged these here from the rubbish or the garbage, whatever word you want to use, but it means the same thing in 21 years ago, and so they're very useful. Okay, so let's screw this rail down. So you put that in there, you put the little we can call it, probably it has an official name, but I'm calling it a rail washer, let's say. And then I take my screw, small wood screw in this case, short, will be around 4 millimeters. The thread, I've not got a meter here beside me, but you see how thick your baseboard is, and then that's you. So we're just going to put this in here. There's already a hole here, so I just have to push it in there. My paper ballast is very useful because it holds screws in position. I take my screwdriver, in this case it's an electrician screwdriver, and I'll screw that down. And I didn't buy these screws, I had them in a house. I don't know what I'd bought them for. Some wood screws I'd bought or acquired at one point for some reason. I don't know why, which reason. I'm pushing this out a little bit more because this way it's not too close to the container handling area. Then I just hold it down with my finger to make sure that it sits. It's nice and centered and well pushed down. This is not a single take video. I'm actually going to edit many more short videos into a longer one using the Clideo online video editing platform, which I find very, very useful. And I wish to thank Alberto for, I discovered that thanks to Alberto's videos, I miei treni modello e automobiline, he uses Clideo, and that's very, very good. Okay, so that's screwed down, no problem at all. And I'm just going to zoom a little bit here just to show you my ballast. This is my ballast, which is just paper card like the stuff I'm using for the level crossing. Refer to the level crossing video. Colored in on the rough side with some charcoal, so drawing charcoal for artwork charcoal, and then sort of smudged using a paper handkerchief, not tissue paper, and that gives this kind of gravel effect, which I find very nice and I think is quite realistic. And here there's a gravel effect as well. I obtained that using tempera colors and a sponge. In this case here, applied it with a sponge, but I didn't make any videos of this. That would have been an interesting thing to show you it. I used a sponge to get this effect, and various shades of grey and grass. And here you can see that to obtain the mud and the grass, I used another brush, sort of dabbing the brush. There are some points where the ballast has moved, and so we're going to have to correct it. So I'll actually show you how I make this effect, how I do it, and what brushes I use. So we'll be seeing that in an upcoming video. Right, I showed you this. Now I'm going to just get on with some work, because I'm also very busy these days, and I've not been doing much on the layout, because on Saturday the 31st of August it's my parents' golden wedding. So all my relatives are all here in Padova, and we're going to to the restaurant to celebrate, and family is arriving. My aunt and uncle from Scotland arrived today, and then they'll be coming here on Sunday probably also, because my uncle likes trains and his father was a railwayman, and so we'll actually he's my aunt's husband, and so I'll be showing him the layout. So we'll be playing trains on Sunday at some time of the day. Okay, I'm trying anyway, just to go back to the main subject, to eliminate some of the drawing pins, because this bend was mainly held in place by drawing pins, and I've got more of these Mehano rail clamps, so I'm going to use more of these. They're very cheap to come by. I got these ones here. I had bought some stuff on Amazon. Then I got some extra ones when I bought some Mehano rails, so they're very useful. So I'm trying to eliminate some of the drawing pins, or just put drawing pins where they're really necessary. For example, in this case here, this is a long length of track, pretty long length of track of Lima nickel silver, and you can see that at the far end, the points, when it's fitted, it's joined up with a set of second-hand points, and one of the sleepers are broken because somebody probably levered that off a layout without not in a very nice way, and of course that's held down by a drawing pin, and I could actually add a screw here. I could even do that, but so this one here is pretty long, and considering the board is kept vertical, I want to make sure things don't come off. So that's why there are a couple more drawing pins on here. I'm sort of generous with the drawing pins. Okay, very well. Let me get this work done. Cheerio, and see you next time.